Hey guys, how do you measure success in your practice? Is it the gross number of dollars you bring in a year? Is it the number of client hours you had last week? Is it the fact that maybe your spouse or partner didn't get mad at you for working late this week? I don't know what it is for you, but I'd like to share what I think it is for me. I'll tell you more about that in just a moment. Stay tuned. Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Wendy Pitts-Reeves. I am a longtime practicing psychotherapist and a private practice expert, and I work with healers and healthcare practitioners across the country who are in or want to be in a private practice that works as well for them as it does for their clients. I am absolutely on a mission to help people heal their relationship with money, because those of us who do this kind of work are so conflicted about it, and I get it. I understand that, and I want to change that. If you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up down below, share it with a colleague or a friend, or even better, subscribe to the channel, because that helps me get this information out in front of more people, and I really, really appreciate that. And if you missed it, make sure that you check into last week's video, which I will have posted right here or in the link down below. I think you'll find that one interesting as well. So let's dive in. So I have been reading a book called The Soul-Sourced Entrepreneur. This is by Christine Caine. She is a coach who is not like any other coach that I've worked with for several years. And she came out with this book last year. I'm super proud of her. And I love reading this because it so captures what I've been hearing from her for a long time. And I wanted to share this one little thing with you. She's talking about how do you measure success in your business. She says early on that she discovered through various work styles tests that she's not only not wired to manage a business, but the only thing she could claim to be good at was having ideas. I can relate to that. When I started my practice and I read all the books about private practice, there was no internet back then, I was absolutely the worst person to even think about running a business. I didn't fit any of the criteria that the book said would be successful. She says, I had to get over my shame and simply accept this fact. After that, I built a team that was a little larger than standard business practices would condone. This meant I had to defend my choices when accountants and other spreadsheet overlords would question me. For instance, she said, I have an executive assistant and a personal assistant. Yes, I could opt for higher profits by having fewer people on my team and doing more myself. But, she says, I value freedom and my sanity over numbers. She says, don't get me wrong, I'm not stupid about it. Profit and loss statements may make my eyes glaze over, but as a business owner, I've taken the time to know where the lines are and how to operate at a profit. But I've also taken the time to know myself. She says, I pay people who love to do the work that drains me. It's good business for me and for my company. If you're not aware of yourself enough to define your own measures of success, you'll get sucked in by old school expectations and shame yourself for not trying harder. Being a smart, soul-sourced entrepreneur means knowing where the standard lines in business are and then gauging how and when to cross those and why. It means developing a relationship with numbers and money and other measurables so they work for you, not the other way around. And I love that because that's exactly what I'm all about. I want you to design a practice that works for you and not the other way around. For me personally, success is less about money and more about time. I work hard, y'all. I work long hours because that's part of running a business. But by golly, I set those hours and I decide when those hours are, and I decide when they aren't as well. It is more important to me to be able to determine what time I start my day, when I want to work in the evening or not. It's more important to me to be able to take a couple of weeks off to go on a trip, or a month if I want to, and not to have to ask anyone for permission. That's always been important to me. And to me, an ideal practice for me, an ideal business for me, is one where I have enough money to do the things I want to do without stress, with plenty left over, and where I have the freedom to spend my time and energy doing the things I love to do when I want to do them. Within reason. So that's my thoughts about success. What are yours? What's important to you in your practice? What makes it worth it to go through the craziness that being an entrepreneur requires? What makes it worth it to deal with the stress and the fear? What makes it worth it to do all this growing? Talk to me in the comments below. And I'd love to invite you to join us over in the Ideal Practice community. This is my free Facebook group, and inside the Facebook group, every week I host a live conversation. It's called the IP Cafe, or the Ideal Practice Cafe, where we talk about exactly this kind of thing. What makes it worth it to you? And are you living and working that way? And if not, what do you need to change? I'd love to see you there. Thanks for stopping by. So good to see you. I'll see you next time. Bye now.